Hello and welcome back to Hit the Apex Racing for round 4 of the F2 series. We're here in Spa, Belgium, this race. As I mentioned, round 4, season's going quite quick already to say it's round 4 already. Previous round, that was Germany. What a race that. Let's have a little conversation about that before anything. What an end to that race. Hopefully something like that can be replicated once again here today. We join part way through qualifying. I apologise for the delayed stream. Let me just fix something quickly. Yeah, about Germany. What a race that was last week. The ending, absolutely mental with all the penalties and all that going on. Hopefully, something like that again today. Belgium usually produces good races, so we could be in for a treat here. 3 people already in the stream. Welcome, welcome. Any questions you want to ask me or anything in general, just stick it in the comments, I'll get that answered for you. Yellow flag in sector 3. Yeah, it's just a slow car, as you'd expect in qualifying. No crashes, no mistakes this week either. As I said last week, Q-Tip wasn't here, but he actually was. There's no mistake. You can clearly see him on the screen now. The championship leader's here. It's been 3 wins in a row for him. Is he going to be able to make it 4 here today? I guess we will have to wait and see. 14 minutes now left to qualify. No one's actually set an actual lap yet. Let me just get all this on and we can join on board with someone. Apologise for the start, a messy start to the stream, but yeah. Who's closest to the line? It'd be between Sipi and Virida. It'd be Sipi. Oh, he goes into the pit, so it won't be him. We'll stay on board with Virida as he comes towards the end of his lap. That little bus stop section there. Comes around the last corner. DRS open. What sort of... A 144 by Virida. A 145 by the Williams in front of him. A Vic Mill. I think that's... Hey, sorry if I pronounce that name wrong. It's just a bit... Could be different ways you pronounce it. Anyway, yeah, as you said, Virida currently top of qualifying with a 144.1. Decent turnout today, 13 drivers. Hopefully we can finish with all 13. Hopefully we don't want anyone retiring from the race, but obviously it is going to be inevitable. At least, I'm going to say, at least a couple of people are going to leave us during the race, which is unfortunate. Hopefully not as many penalties as last week either. There was a load of penalties last week. Hopefully we can change that. MWR, he goes second with his time in the Red Bull at 144.7. Ridat still on top, him and his Mercedes. Is that time going to get beaten, or is Ridat going to get his first pole position of the season? We got Q-Tip here, the championship leader, as previously mentioned, in his trusty Renault car. A 144.9, not the best from him. We know he can definitely improve on that. You expect to see him beating that time really for a driver of his standards. Who's closest to the line? We'll go on board with them. We'll watch Storm 72 UK. He just enters the 3rd sector, or just about to enter the 3rd sector, sorry. Yellow flags, let me just check what they are. That is Vera that he pulled onto the grass to let Storm through. I thought something happened there, sorry. We'll stay on board with Storm as he goes for that long right-hander. Now he's on for that big straight towards the end of the track. Little bit of a left-hander, you just want to... Yeah, he took that corner right. Just clip the apex there, yeah. He does that well, it's a good exit from him. Just comes with the last 2 corners now. Executes them nicely. Crosses the line. Where's he going to come? 6th. Not the fastest time from him. he'll definitely be able to improve on that. A very good weekend from him last. If I remember right, he was in the top 3 from qualifying. I could be wrong in saying that, but I do remember him having a good qualifying. See if he can replicate that sort of performance today here in Belgium. As I said before at the start of the stream, Belgium normally produces good races. I don't really think I've commentated on a bad race in Belgium, so hopefully this isn't the first. Hopefully we keep up the exciting races. Yellow flags in sector 1 and 3. Yeah, it's slow cars once again. I think I'm getting audio issues. 1 second. 1 second. So, I've been told I had some audio issues, so I just had to sort that out. We're back anyway. Just under 10 minutes left of qualifying now. We will go on board with Dumb Leos or Dumb Leos. I'll just call him Dumb Leos. He can correct me if I say it wrong. If I say it's not, yeah, he'll be going into the pits. Wasn't a very good lap from him. We'll watch Storm as he aims to come away from 6th place. As mentioned, not the quickest lap. Just comes towards the last 2 corners now. Is he going to go into the pits? He does. Flow Gaming, is he going into the pits? Everyone's going into the pits we're watching. Sloppy, he's on a flying lap. This man is though, Sippy in his Red Bull, yet to set a time. What sort of time are we going to be getting here? Comes around the last corner now. Takes it very nicely. His DRS now open. Come towards the line. And it's pole position for Sippy in the Red Bull. A 1:43.8. A very good lap from him. We know because of other races, Sippy is actually very good in qualifying. But when it comes to race pace, Q-Tip's just that little bit quicker than him. So hopefully today he'll be able to change that and get his first win. It's usually Q-Tip's just behind him in qualifying and Sippy's just behind Q-Tip in the race. Hopefully we can see something different today. Who else is near the end of a lap? How'd you say that name? We'll just call him the Ferrari man. He's got that left-hander now. Takes it a bit wide. Not the cleanest of entrances from that corner. Just comes toward the last 2 now. The little bus stop section. A bit of lag there, didn't look the cleanest. It's not going to be the best of laps either. He goes into 9th. Not a great lap from him. He'll know he can do better. I guess we'll see as qualifying goes on what sort of lap he sets. V-Red, seems to me that he's on a flying. No, he's on an out lap. That car pulled out the way, so thought he was on a flying lap. I apologise if you can hear like a buzzing noise in the background. My PlayStation's really heated. It's really hot, like the fans. Apologise if you can hear that. Not much I can really do there. Just over 7 minutes left of qualifying now, and 3 people yet to set qualifying times. They're going to have to come out soon. We'll watch Willems. I think that's how you say it. Once again, I'm sorry about the pronunciations. Is he going to be going to the pits? He does. Q-Tip, he's just coming out the pits. We'll watch him on his flying lap when he comes around. As we know, the yellow flags is just slow cars as it always is in qualifying. Apologise if I sound a bit weird as well. I've got a bit of a cold, as I normally do. So yeah, I apologise about that. That'll be the reason if I don't speak as much, obviously. Yeah, we progress. Was that a collision for the Ferrari? It was. We just missed that. He's took a large chunk of his the left side of his wing out. Not ideal at all for him. He's going to have to go into the pits to get that fixed. Vic Mill, we missed his lap. I apologise. He's gone into second. Barely. Look at the time difference there between. To be fair, the whole top five are 5/10 between each other. The top three, only 2/10 splitting them. The top two though, 0.03 of a second splitting them. Wow, that is extremely close. Watch MWR comes around the last corner now. Looks to be a good lap. Puts his DRS on now, comes towards the line. Pole! It's pole for MWR. A 1:43.5. A very, very good lap from him. To put the two Red Bull... Oh, I was just about to say to put the two Red Bulls in a 1-2 position. But Ritter breaks that with a 1:43.8. Splits just in between of the Red Bulls. That man in third, Sipie. He's just come out the pits as we just saw. We'll watch Storm UK, then we'll watch Q-Tip's lap. Storm just coming around the last couple of corners now. Heading towards the 6th. It's good enough for 6th. As we said, we will switch on to Q-Tip's lap for this. Coming towards that twisty, turny bit. I'm not very good with corner names, so... We're in Belgium. Belgium's not my strongest track, so... You know, Sector 2 is that there's loads of twisty turny bits, as I like to call them. Just Dumlio's left the session. Hopefully he can get back in just in time for the race. 3 minutes 50 left to qualify now. 2 people yet to set laps, including Dumlio, so he probably won't be able to set a time, but SR Science, he hasn't set it up yet. Q-Tip, the championship leader, just coming towards the end of his lap. Sorry, hiccup. Pardon me. Just come towards the end of his lap now. Comes around the last corner. Looks to be a good lap for him. Puts DRS on. Crosses the line. It's second. It's second for Q-Tip. A 1:43.7, which means MWR still sits on pole. Well, not comfortably, but it's going to be hard to beat that time. I guess we will see in just over 3 minutes time whether someone is able to do that. Flow Gaming, the other Renault, didn't look like the cleanest of exits on that corner. Where's he going to come now? He isn't able to beat his time. Storm goes into the pit. That could potentially be the end of his qualifying. The laps at the pits normally take around 2 minutes, so he's going to have to come out very soon. See a lot of people coming out the pits now just to set that final lap before the checkered flag. Who's near the end of a lap? We'll keep our eye on Flow Gaming. Yellow flag in sector 3. It's the slow car of the Red Bull. Who's close? Is that the Ferrari? Oh, he's on an out lap. Q-Tip actually. No, Q-Tip's just finished the lap. Sipie, the man challenging Q-Tip in most races. He's going to be able to win this one on a flying lap now. We spoke about that man, Q-Tip. Lets him pass, as he should. MWR retires from this session. Not sure what's happened there. Anyway, we're watching his Red Bull teammate here on his flying lap. He'll have one more chance after this. What's he going to be able to do with this one though? Just comes to the line. It's pole. It's pole for the Red Bull man. The 2 Red Bulls sitting comfortably first and second. Sipie currently is on pole here in Belgium. And he retires. He thinks that's lap. Q-Tip's out. Q-Tip is out. What has happened there? What has happened there for Q-Tip? Is it a crash or did he just manually decide he doesn't want to qualify in? If he makes it to an interview today, I'll definitely ask him that. Probably just a manual quit. Anyway, Ben Gallagher just coming up by that's a Force India that span. That's the Force India of Willem. You just saw there on board with Ben, he was span at the top of Radion. Cheers WTF1 for that, teaching me what? Well, the difference between Radion and a Rouge. Ben Gallagher, a bit of a spin there by him, as we just went on board with him. A lot of people retired from qualifying, you might expect that, but we'll stay on board with Ben. Currently 5,000th down on his time. This will be his final lap now. Two people yet set, well, not yet set, haven't set lap times and won't be able to, as the checkered flag for qualifying has now come out. It's now and over for these drivers. There's only 4 of them that are actually able to set times. We'll stay on board with Ben as he's the closest to the line. Is anyone going to be able to beat Sippy's time of a 1:43.5? I guess we will find out very shortly. Ben Gallagher now just coming around the last corner. Not the most gracious of exits. Nonetheless, he stays in 9th. Who else is the closest? It will be Sloppy. He's 1.7 seconds down on time. This could be a very good lap for him. Actually, looking boys, no it won't. It looks like he's pulled out of that lap. Don't understand why you'd pull out of it, but yeah. That's his qualifying over. He decides to go into the pits. V Ridder now finished 3rd in Germany. Is he going to be able to get on the front row or even take pole? It's 3rd. We just spoke about him getting 3rd. He finishes 3rd in qualifying here. A good performance by him. Vic now comes round the last corner. It is Williams. What's he going to be able to do? He goes 4th. He goes 4th. So at the end of qualifying, it's the 2 Red Bulls that sit and lock out the front row. So Red Bull front row with Mercedes in 3rd and a Williams in 4th. And our championship leader Q-Tip all the way back in 5th. Very good qualifying here in Belgium. Let's hope that the race can live up to its expectations. Or just as good as qualifying. There you can see the results of qualifying. I don't know, I'll scroll down, you don't need to, only 13. Getting to the race shortly. There should be a formation lap this week as well. Hopefully the formation lap's been put on. Waiting for the race to load up, it's taking quite a while. Yeah, we have a formation lap this time. I will run you through the grid just before the race starts. Right, here we go. As mentioned at the end of qualifying, the two Red Bulls sit on the front grid. Sippy in first and MWR in second. Good qualifying by the Red Bulls. Viredat, who finished third in Germany, sits third here in qualifying in Belgium. Vic, good qualifying for him in his Williams. He sits in fourth. The championship leader Q-Tip, disappointing qualifying for him. He sits in fifth. Willem, after a crash in qualifying, he sits in sixth. Sorry, in his racing point. Storm 72 UK, quite low down from where he's recently been in races at the start of the season. He's in seventh. The other Renault now, Flow Gaming 88. Good qualifying for him. He sits in eighth. Ben Gallagher in the McLaren, he's in ninth. The Ferrari man, as we call him, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but he's in 10th. Car doesn't sound brilliant. You can see the lag issues. Sloppy of the other McLaren, he was quite high in Germany, so it's quite surprising to see him down so low. Anyway, he's in 11th. Dumleos, obviously he left the session, and ZSR Science is in last after not setting a lap. Just coming towards the grid spots now. As we anticipate the start of the Belgian Grand Prix. Round 4, as I've said many times now, of the F2 series. Should be a good one here in Belgium. Only time will tell. What's happened? 5 lights now. And away we go in Belgium. It's a good start from Sloppy and Storm. He's up into 6th. Well, MWR, he takes first. CP brings it back though. A little switch at the front there. Viredat, he retains in 5th. Q-Tip's down to 6th now. Not much change since the start. Q-Tip, as literally just mentioned, he's down in 6th. Not much change in the, as you can see on the left. Actually, I'll put the position change on there. Yeah, as you can see, Science has gone up 2 places. A good start from him. MWR had the lead for about half a second. Wasn't able to hang on to it though. We've got yellow flags. What's happened? The Ferrari man, he's out. What has happened there? Is there any damage on any car? No, I'm not sure what's happened to him. We'll go back to the front of the grid as MWR looks to hunt down his teammate in the Red Bull. Willem. Oh, no, he didn't have a take. It was just... oh, I apologise. A hectic... well, not really. I was about to say a hectic lap one. It wasn't hectic, but a good start for Sipier. Already starting to build a gap between him and his teammate in second. We'll stay on board with these two as they fight for the win. Obviously, the 22 laps, it's quite a long track in quite long lap times. So, yeah. Only the 22 laps here in Belgium today as we just switch over to lap 2. Currently on the podium, Sipier, his teammate MWR and Viredat in the Mercedes. Q-Tip still sitting down in 6th. Not a brilliant start for him. We'll go on board with him because he's quite close to that Force Indy there. You can see they're fighting each other as they just went up ready on there. Q-Tip tries to hit back and there's a Toro Rosso of Storm. He joins the fight as well. He overtakes Q-Tip. Q-Tip's now into 7th. Q-Tip looks for that 6th position back. Light on the brakes. He's going to be able to make the move stick. He does. He goes back up into 6th. Looks to hunt down Willems now. Virida, 3-second time penalty already. It's only lap 2 and he's already got a time penalty. Hopefully it's not another repeat of Germany with how many penalties were put in place. Very closely packed here for the fight for 5th between Willem, Q-Tip and Storm. Sloppy, I didn't recognise that, sorry. Sloppy is now up into 8th. So good first 2 laps for him. Sorry, I just coughed. I'd mentioned before, I got a bit of a cold. So if you don't hear me for I'm probably coughing, probably dying here in the commentator box. Here in Belgium. Not much change, not really many fights going on. Obviously clean fights only, we don't want anyone retiring this early into the race. The Ferrari man down at the bottom, he's going to have a major miracle to get even back into the points. Terrible start for him as he collided. I'm not sure if he did collide, but yeah. Q-Tip now looks to fight the racing point for 5th. He overtakes him on the long straight using DRS. The Renault now in 5th. There's still a fight for 5th. There's 2 cars very closely behind Q-Tip. Should be a good fight throughout the race. Q-Tip 2.2 seconds away from Vic in 4th. We'll go to the front of the grid now as MWI looks to hunt down his teammate in the Red Bull, Sipie. As I said at the start of the race, creating a bit of a gap. He's going to be able to extend that. If Sipie is going to win a race, I don't want to put a commentator's curse on him, but with Q-Tip all the way down in 5th, and as I said, the gap already emerging between him and his teammate, it potentially could be his win today. Q-Tip not backing down at all, putting in strong laps. As you can see at the bottom, the fastest lap now goes to him, as we're already on lap 4 of the Belgian Grand Prix. Be interested to see what sort of strategies and tactics these drivers have got, like 1 stop or 2 stop, and what lap they are deciding to come in. Yellow flag in sector 1. What's happened there? Sloppy is at the top of a rouge. It looks to be. He has damage. He's lost his left end plate and there's damage to the right end plate. A horrible event for him in the race. That'll probably, because he's going to have to pit. He's going to have to pit now. So that's going to add major time onto his race, which he obviously doesn't want. Q-Tip, as you can see on the left side with all the timings and all that. Once it turned that 1 sec, I think it was 2.2 seconds he was behind. Now only a second behind Virida. Vic has actually overtaken Virida. You can see there Q-Tip only a little bit behind him. Sipie though still at the head of this race. A massive collision, and there's a safety car. That was between Storm UK and Sainz. What has happened there? You can see on the screen, the Williams is just out in the middle of the track. What has happened there? Sloppy gets a drive-through penalty. Speeding. What has happened there between them two? A major collision in Belgium. I think it's here. Must have taken. and this is going to change the race massively. As you can see, all the drivers now steaming into the pits, getting that early change. One person who doesn't know is MWR. Storm 72 UK puts great, obviously not happy at all with what's happened. Not sure what happened. Storm, if you could leave it in the comments, that would be great. Anyway, it has brought a safety car here out in Belgium, and as I said, that's going to change the complexion of the race massively, as people have headed into the pits. Changed, as we're talking about strategies, it's going to come all down to strategy now. Wow, a major change. I don't think we saw a safety car this year yet. Q-Tip's up into 4th, V-Ridder all the way down in 5th. How many change stops? They've all made changes, so how come V-Ridder is so low down? Did something happen, or... And nonetheless, we've got a reason why the crash happened. Storm 72 UK said he span and parked in the middle of the track. It's not what you want to see. It's unlucky for Storm. Hopefully he comes back next week just as strong. Unlucky, mate. So it seems like someone span and just parked in the middle, and then Storm got caught up in it, unfortunately. Just one of those things, though. Hopefully the safety car comes in soon, because we don't really want to just watch safety car stuff. It's quite boring when it's under a safety car. But when that safety car goes back in, it is going to be hectic. MWR is... I don't understand why he hasn't gone into the pits. He's sort of ruined his race there. Because Sippy's already made a stop and MWR hasn't. Saying that, it totally depends on what he does, so I'm not going to say anything. Is that him going? Yeah, he goes into the pits now. So he has sort of ruined his race now. He's going to be at the back. Not sure why he's done that, but yeah. It's his decision. It could... I could eat my own words, hopefully. Hopefully, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm just going to shut up because I'm making myself look an idiot here. QT up into 3rd because of MWR. He's on the podium. A brilliant first couple of laps from him. You can already see his quality shining through as he already makes his way. He makes his way up the grid. This is not the sort of situation the race leader Sippy wanted, though. Already had a strong little gap between him and second, and now it's all gone because of that collision. He's going to have to work for that again. Hopefully the safety car comes in this lap and we get back underway. Come on, let's get back underway. Don't want to be watching a safety car, it's boring. So the driver just warming up the tyres if he goes on the grass. Storms of 2K comes in once again in the comments. It says, saying his controller was dodgy and drove him into the wall. Well, it's just unfortunate, as I've said before. It's just one of those things. It just happens. It's happened to me before, so yeah. If it was his controller, then yeah. You can see at the bottom, race control, says safety car is in this lap. We are getting back underway now in Belgium. I'm going to put the position change thing back on now and see. will get back up to racing speed very, very shortly. Safety car now back in. We'll get back up into racing speed. The green flag will show any time, and it does now. We're back. Is anyone going to be brave enough to make a move? Williams does on Q-Tip, but it backfires. Q-Tip regains. It backfires massively for Williams. Ben is able to slit into that little gap, and he goes up into fourth. Q-Tip still in third. Vic still in second. And Sippy still in first. Willem tries an audacious move on that first corner and it backfired. Ben overtakes Q-Tip now. Is Q-Tip? No, he doesn't. Q-Tip hits back now though. Is he gonna? He hogs the inside line there. Comes outside. Seems to squeeze him a little bit there, but that just could have been because of the perspective of the camera. A good move from Ben nonetheless. Holding on to third now. Q-Tip is going to try and hunt him. Willem, he's right behind Q-Tip. He's back. Back into the fight. Look at the difference between third and second already though. 1.6 seconds splitting Ben in third and Vic in second. Yellow flags in sector 2. What's happened? Not quite sure. Well, we'll keep an eye on the left side to see that fight for third. But what we'll switch on to now is the main thing, the fight for first. Vic goes for a move. Is he going to be able to make it stick up the inside of Sipier? He does. Vic is leading the Belgian Grand Prix. Is Sipier going to try and make a move here? As he sets the fastest lap. Holds the outside line there, Vic. Blue flags, oh, that'll be because of the retirement, obviously. Cars go very, very slow. Up a rouge we go. Or round, you know what I mean. Sipier, it's an opportunity for an overtake. Is he going to take it? He doesn't. He sits back. He plays the waiting game. He's going to wait for that spot, and as soon as it opens, he's going to dive into it. Q-Tip not that far behind Ben in third. We know because of last week, Q-Tip can achieve anything. All the way back, it was very, very far down back in Germany. He managed to bring that back, so I'm not going to say he can't do anything because he can. Virida started the race in third, all the way down to sixth. Not sure what's happened there. Anyway, Vic's now got a gap emerging between him and Sipier. Sorry, coughing once again. Not feeling well at all. Vic beats his previous fastest lap, sets a new one, showing good signs here that he may win this race. Just coming up to halfway now, as we've got yellow flags in sector 2 and 3. What's happened? It's Flow Gaming. He's gone into the barrier, lost his right end plate. Not good for him at all. I'm guessing he span. Willem, he gets a 3-second time penalty. Not as many time penalties today, which is obviously a good thing. We don't want to be seeing that. He just ruins the race. Flow Gaming now looks like he's ruined his race with a spin in sector 2. Unwanted mortar. Q-Tip looks to go for a move here. Inside, does he do it? Can't tell by his camera angle. He does. Look, it's a close fight between these two. Very, very tense. Q-Tip down manages to make that move for third stick. Ben fighting back though. Any little place for overtaking, and he's going to take it. He's going to try something here. He does. Round the outside. Now he's going to have the inside line. Ben goes back up into third. Q-Tip, is he going to take it back? He has the inside line here. He does. Q-Tip's back into third. It's ping pong here. Ben's back into third. It's literal ping pong between these two drivers. Yellow flag in sector 3. Willem's out. What's happened there? Try and catch it on someone. You can see on the left side there just a bit of debris from the racing point. Virida with a move out of nowhere. Where's he come from? Look how closely all 4 of these cars on the screen are. Anyone right now could take third. Virida out of nowhere, as we said. Pops up. Oh, lights fell out. Put that back in. Sorry. Around Arouge we go. MWR, after a different, we'll say different strategy under the safety car, he finds himself back up into 5th. Look how close all these cars are here. All 4 of them. All wanted that 3rd spot, the final spot on the podium. Q-Tip is the closest man to Ben. All very closely compact as previously said. We'll stay on board with this and try and, when it gets closer, we'll watch the fight between these two. Last lap it was amazing. The little ping pong they had between 3rd. Q-Tip very, very close here. To come around the corner at exactly the same time. Q-Tip's back up into 3rd. Ben's probably going to go for a move up the inside. Late on the braking. That was close. Q-Tip manages to hold on to 3rd though. Very late on the brakes. Ben was there. He'll do anything to get that 3rd place back. With the DRS, he managed to get back up into 3rd. Look how close all 4 of these are. This is amazing racing here in Belgium. As I said at the start, Belgium doesn't disappoint, and it's surely not disappointing here. Halfway through the race, and what a first half it has been. 3 cars here will have DRS. Ben looks to get swallowed. 2 cars overtake him. The DRS is just too much. Q-Tip's into 3rd. MWR in 4th. Ben drops down to 5th now. MWR getting a time penalty though. I think that may be 2nd one. Vic strongly in 1st now. A 1.7 gap. Looks to be running away with this race. Q-Tip 6 seconds behind Sippy. He's going to have to pull off another miracle, or any of these drivers behind him going to have to pull off a miracle for this race win. Not going to say it's impossible though. It certainly isn't if there is another twist in this Belgium Grand Prix tale. Saw a safety car earlier in the race. The thing that make it very interesting. Hopefully not, because that means someone will crash, but another safety car would make this race very, very interesting. Q-Tip creating a bit of a gap there between him, between 3rd and 4th. You can see, bit ahead of the other cars now. 1.5 seconds. He looks to be away from the other drivers now, and solely focuses on Sippy in 2nd. Watch the view of that as him and Ben go up Arouge, up Radion now. He's going to have DRS. Ben's going to have DRS on MWR, so this will be interesting, see what happens here. You can see there Ben overtaking MWR because of the DRS. Viewed not being able to though. Flow Gaming, he's retired from the session. Had a crash earlier, and that just brought his whole race to an end, and unfortunately now retired from the race. You can see a nearly 2-second gap between Q-Tip and Ben Gallagher now. Looks to be over that fight for third. Something that definitely isn't over though is that fight for fourth between Ben Gallagher, MWR and V Ridder. Approaching, well, no, we're already on lap 13, only 9 laps to go now. Grand Prix flown by, and we've had a safety car, so that prolonged it a little bit. It's gone very fast. It's been a very, very good racer. I put this up there with one of the best of the season so far. We've only had 4, but all 4 have been very good. Maybe apart from Brazil, that was a bit boring, but yeah, this one has been the total opposite. Action-packed, many incidents happening. We've even had a safety car, which is very rare on this game. We're at another time penalty. I think that's 6 seconds of penalties now, so looks to be his race over, unfortunately. We'll have a quick look. I apologise, just so I'm up to date with penalties. There's 3 seconds for Virida. Oh, that's 8 seconds for Virida. Williams, he's out. Warning. MWR, he has a, oh, I forgot about that. Ben also has a warning. Virida, up to 11 seconds. All 3 of these have penalties, so it'll be interesting to see the finish. I don't even know where people sit now because of penalties. Top 3 currently do not have penalties though, so as it stands, Vic will win this race. Been very good for him. I don't think he's been here for any, I can't remember him at any races. Apologise if he was, but if this is his first race, I was about to say race then. If this is his first race, what an introduction to HTA he is having. After the race, I will be getting the podium drivers in for an interview. Not sure, well, obviously, we're not sure who those are yet. Only time will tell. 8 laps left of 8 laps left of the Belgian Grand Prix. Not much happening. We'll go on board with Ben as he is the closest to someone. That someone being MWR, who actually started very, very well in this race. It was just when it comes to the safety car, his decision making, like the strategy, was poor, which has ultimately cost him in this race. Ben getting very close to him now as we see Ben the type of driver to make audacious moves, and he does one here very late on the braking, as he did the Q-tip a couple of laps before at that exact place, and he span. It's cost him. There's been a collision between MWR and Ben. MWR seemed to hit back at Ben for that late braking. Maybe he didn't agree with it, maybe he didn't like it, and it's caused them both to spin, and Vivi directly just slots into that, but because of his penalties he drops all the way back down to 6th. I know that one for sure. Is there any damage? We'll have a look. Ben Gallagher doesn't seem to have any damage. What about the Red Bull? No, neither have damage. It's just cost them time-wise. Now, we don't really have a battle because of that collision between the two drivers. Vic now 2.5 seconds ahead of second place. Sippy had a very good foothold in this race until the safety car. He'll be annoyed about that. Get any questions in for the podium finishers that you want to ask? I know we're still 7 laps away from that, but any questions just in general, get them in and I will make sure to answer those. Get those answered for you in the interviews. Not much happening now. Sorry if I don't sound as excited or enthusiastic as before. It was a lot of fighting and all that going on. Obviously now not as much. There's actually the two drivers that span, we'll go on board with them. They seem to have a little back and forth, a little bit of a rivalry forming between these two. Stay on board with these. Ben Gallagher in the McLaren and MWR in his Red Bull. Six laps to go now in Belgium. It's gone very quickly, and as recently said, well, not recently, as said a few minutes ago, what a race it has been, up there with one of the top races of the season. As Vic sets the fastest lap of the race. Been a very dominant performance. Sorry, I forgot my words there. Dominant performance by Ben Gallagher. Gets a 5-second time penalty for exceeding track limits as MWR makes the move on him. That looks to be Ben Gallagher's race over with all those penalties. Lap 17 now, just the 5 to go. What you're looking at now could be the finishing positions, as not many people close to each other, and penalties, not many penalties between the front three. So this potentially could be the finishing, the podium finish in order. Only time will tell. We'll know that within 5 laps. Make sure, well, obviously the race isn't left yet, but every Saturday 8 o'clock, make sure to tune in into these live streams to watch Hit the Apex F2. As you can see by today's race, a very entertaining stuff, very good drivers. We also have F1 going on at the same time, so even better, put F1 and F2 on, double the race, double the enjoyment. Not quite sure what I was on about there, but you get the point. Any questions? It's pretty boring. Well, not boring, just not much going on right now. So, any questions from the viewers in the stream, ask them now. Q-Tip sets the fastest lap of the race, closes that gap, but is it too late now? With only 3 laps remaining. As I said, interviews with the podium finishers will be straight after Vera gets another penalty. That must be what, 15 seconds of penalties now? Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, make sure to go absolutely nowhere after the race is finished, as we'll be getting interviews from the podium finishers. First half of this race was amazing in Belgium. Second half not really lived up to what the first half was, but still good nonetheless. We'll watch. Who shall we watch? Not really one near each other. I'll watch the leader, Vic, in the Williams. Unusual to see Williams at the front, but Vic's done very well throughout both qualifying and the race to put himself, well. Oh my god. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. I apologise, I dropped my pad. Yeah, apologies there, I dropped my pad, the mic fell out. Really clumsy me. Just the 2 laps left now in Belgium. Comes towards a finish. This looks to be your finishing grid now. Not many people near each other. Not like the sort of finish Germany was, as that was a close finish, a fight towards the end. But more interesting towards the start, this one, which we haven't really seen at the start of the season. It's more towards the end that the races get interesting. Just 2 laps left now. We're up closest to Q-Tip, but obviously major penalties is going to stop him from getting anywhere near the podium this week, unfortunately. Nearly approach the final lap of the race now. Something that would spice it up. Obviously we don't want it happening, but maybe a spin or something like that. Last lap of the race now here in Belgium. Not much happening for the past 5 laps, which is unfortunate, but we had the enjoyment in the first half of the race. Overall, good race, and looks like Vic will be getting his first win of the season. The first race actually where Q-Tip hasn't won. If you've watched the previous weeks, you'll know that Q-Tip won the first 3 races, so a different winner today. Oh, bit of a mistake there by Vic, but obviously not going to cost him too much. Actually, I'll get the invites ready so we can try and do it as soon as possible. Actually, no, we'll watch the end. Sorry, we'll watch the end as Vic approaches the last section of the track now. 2 corners left to go before he is crowned. We'll say as he comes round. Now we can say, as we crown Vic as the winner of the Belgian Grand Prix here in Hit the Apex. I was about to say, well, yeah, Formula 2, round 4. Vic Mill 11 in the Williams is your winner. Sippy in second. Q-Tip coming home in third. V Ridder in fourth. Ben Gallagher in fifth. MWR stopped on the line for some reason. Yeah, here comes home in sixth. And obviously we will have Sloppy and the Ferrari man, who left unfortunately towards the start of the race. Well, there you have it. That's the Belgian Grand Prix for you. That man Vic winning. You can see the podium there. What the flag it looks Vic. So. Get the invites out now for the interviews. Hello. You're right. We'll just get the others in, then we'll get started. Okay.
All right.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thanks.
Is this your first race? If I'm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Really good.
Still don't know how the mediums hold on.
I won't know. How do you make them last? My word.
I just drove
Well, clearly.
clearly
And good cars lap as
concentrated
well.
and on full throttle. Because I have done like 1 month ago 2 races in Belgium, and I did 2 times the same strategy, starting on the soft,
Yeah.
then racing till lap 8, pitting, and going on the medium till the end. But
Yeah, big
here
up.
we had lap 6, where I started with. But I think the temperature was the thing. It was the whole race cloudy, no sun, so I think that was the luck I had.
Definitely.
Anyway,
as well. Good,
we'll get-
good second place as well. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We'll get on with. Oh, sorry. Right, we'll get on with these interviews now. First of all, I want to say congratulations, Vic. A debut win on your debut race. Drove very, very well throughout the whole of the race.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll start with the questions to you. First of all, obviously, how does it feel to win your first race in Hit the Apex?
Well, I can't describe it. I've got so many race wins, but since this game, I have problems to get into the groove with these cars.
Yeah.
That's the first race, which I had 100% concentration and feeling to the car, and I got it.
Did you know
Like Ricardo
towards?
said it. Lick
Yeah.
it, stamp it, and send it.
Is that the tactic then?
Yeah, it was also a tactic. I still don't know how the mediums last till the end.
Yeah, I was going to ask you
I
about
just
that.
was
How did
going
you
on
manage
to-
to make the mediums last that long? It was astonishing.
Maybe the thing was in the middle sector I was going like from the ERS mode on low
Yeah.
or on none. I think that
Oh,
was the
okay.
thing. So I don't got the full power into the corners, more on the straights. And the setup was a little bit balanced more for the corners. That
Yeah.
was the key to keep the tires in the shape and to drive away.
Yeah. You seem to pull away from Sip a little bit, so is that when you started to... Did you have any doubt that you were not going to win this race, or...?
Yeah, I had to doubt like the last 5 laps.
Yeah.
He will catch me because my tires will be destroyed.
Yeah.
But when I overtook him, I said full throttle and nothing.
Yeah.
You have to get out of the DRS window and be like 2 or 3 seconds in front of him. And maybe on the end you can protect your whole life against him.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Once again, congratulations on your race win. We'll go on to you now, Sip. Second once again, mate. What were your thoughts on that race?
To be honest, I thought I had to win.
Yeah.
Literally the last few laps, I just pushed my balls off to get
Yeah.
close down the gap, but it just did not work.
I mentioned just before the it was about 5 seconds before the safety car come out that this could potentially be your race. Obviously, because you had a little bit of a gap between you and Vic, and then obviously the safety car cut that down, and Vic was able to overtake you, and he held on for the rest of the race.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you can break that curse next week and get your race win, mate.
Yeah, hopefully I can.
Yeah. We'll go on to you now, Q-Tip. Unusual to be down in third for you. The first time this season you haven't won a race. What were your thoughts on this one?
Well, for sure. Got a couple of questions
Okay.
for Renault, especially for a certain McLaren driver.
I think yeah.
Mr. Bengala.
Yeah. I mentioned that. Was it that overtake at the last corner, or the second to last corner?
Yeah, I saw him have a little bit of contact with. I think it was
MWR, yeah, the span.
Yeah, that was so unfortunate. It was good to be fighting for the podium.
Yeah.
It would have been a solid 5-car battle, I think it was.
It was, yeah.
But now third place is still, it's still the podium. Not going to complain. It's still 12 points on the board.
Yeah.
We've just got to keep pushing. We've just got to keep finding pace. But a great job once again to Sip, and a fabulous job from Vic. Definitely a driver of the day, worthy drive.
Yeah.
100%.
Once again, you didn't have, just like last week in Germany, you didn't have the strongest of qualifyings. I think it was you down in 6th for the start of the race?
I think it was an 8th, mate.
8th. What happened there? Was it just... I don't know.
I think we just I think it's just quality in general. Just qualifying in general for us is just a struggle. For whatever track we're at. I mean, I think we've only had one front row start this season. And it is frustrating, but it's a nice race when you're coming through the field.
Yeah.
I mean, Germany was obviously a belter for us.
Yeah.
But no, this race we pushed hard. I think we tried to mostly focus on the fastest lap, which Vic once again got, the jammy sod. but no, it's still a good race.
Yeah.
As I say, 12 points. There's still a long run in the championship, but yeah, the streak is sadly over. But hopefully we'll come out swinging next round in Mexico.
You're still leading the championship. That's all that matters.
Absolutely. The championship is what we're looking forward to.
I've got one more question for each of you, then I'll let you go. How much do you think the safety car changed the way the race went? We'll start with you, Vic.
Of course, of my race, definitely yes. Without the safety car, I hadn't win this.
Yeah.
For sure. Definitely.
What about you, Sid?
So it was a risk.
Oh, go on, sorry.
No risk, no fun.
Yeah. Go on, you, Sid.
Completely changed the race.
Yeah, because you had a strong lead going.
Yeah. I just completely changed it.
Yeah. Just cut that gap down massively, and Vic was able, as we've mentioned before, he was able to overtake him, and that was it. What about you, Q-Tip? How much did that safety car change for you?
Well, to be honest, I think Jeffrey on F1 2019 needs to be sacked.
What's he done?
Hard tyres, Christ, I don't know why we didn't select the medium. But
you're putting this one on Jeff.
Pretty much, yeah. Good old Jeff. Thank you, Cody's. But no, it definitely changed the race for sure.
Yeah,
100%. It was such a big accident.
Yeah, it was. I think it's the first time we've had a safety car this season. You could see the way the complexion of the race changed. It was massive.
Aye.
Made it very interesting. It was a good race overall. Anyway, that's it from me over here in the commentary box. I've been your commentator, Kai. Make sure to join us next week. I think it's Mexico next week. Yeah. Make sure to join us 8 o'clock Saturday next week. Bye.